Hey YouTube, welcome back. I know it's been a couple of months, more than 6 I guess now, since I have posted a video, and that was because I was busy with my college. But now that I'm back, we'll be talking about the Jio GigaFiber connection that I got installed last year. And I know many of you might have already got a Jio GigaFiber connection installed, but there might still be some of you that are wanting to get it, and you might have some queries or concerns regarding the disconnection issues or the speeds that you might get, or you might be a gamer like me and you might be getting it only because you want decent latency to the gaming servers. And worry not, we'll be talking about all the disadvantages and advantages that there are to getting a Jio GigaFiber connection so that you can make an informed decision. And before getting started with the video, in case you're new to this channel, hit the red button down below that says subscribe so that you don't miss out on any new videos that I'll post in the future regarding technology. Now let me show you the devices that I got with the Jio GigaFiber connection when I got it installed last year in August, and these are the two devices that you get. One of them is the set-top box and the other one is the router. And if I were to ask you which one of them is the router, I know you might get confused as I got two because none of them have any kind of antennas, typically something that a router has. And that is one of the main disadvantage of getting a Jio GigaFiber connection, is that there aren't any antennas on the router, and that's why it has a poor range. So first, let's talk about speeds that you will get with your Jio GigaFiber connection. And I'm on the Rupee 999 plan, and that plan has upload and download speeds of 150 Mbps. So the great thing about fiber connections is that either you get speeds that are promised in your plans, or you don't get any speeds in case of a disconnection issue. So I have a 150 Mbps plan and I get speeds close to 130 Mbps and sometimes up to 150 Mbps. And I'll be posting screenshots of speed tests that I ran on my desktop that is connected to the router using a LAN cable. And I performed these speed tests using fast.com as well as speedtest.net. I performed similar tests on my OnePlus 6T as well, which was connected to the Jio GigaFiber connection on Wi-Fi. And I was standing right next to my router when I performed these tests on speedtest.net as well as fast.com. Now, since the Wi-Fi router offered to you with the connection is a dual band router, it can emit both frequencies of 2.4 GHz as well as 5 GHz. The main difference between these two bandwidths is that the 2.4 GHz one offers a larger coverage area, whereas the 5 GHz one sacrifices coverage over speed. So you'll get faster speeds connected to the 5 GHz bandwidth, but you'll have to be closer to the Wi-Fi as compared to the 2.4 GHz one. Since the speeds that are mentioned in your plan are mentioned in megabits, but all the data that is downloaded on your devices, either it be a computer or a mobile device, all of it is downloaded in megabytes. So you'll have to convert that speed into megabytes by dividing it by 8. So a connection of 150 Mbps is essentially a connection of around 17 megabytes per second. So you'll have to factor that in mind when getting a new connection. So talking about the disconnection issues that you might face, honestly, I didn't face any major disconnection issues as some other people might have, and I've had only 5 or 6 disconnection issues over the last 9 or 10 months that I've had this connection for. So even if you have a disconnection issue, you can reach out to the support on chat and they'll be eager to resolve your problems within an hour or half an hour. That's the time it was for me. And the only time I faced the difficulty was when I had a disconnection issue at night and there was no support available to resolve it. So it was resolved the next morning. So in case you face an issue at night, then you might have to wait the whole night for it to get fixed. Coming on to one of the major disadvantages of getting a Jio Fiber connection that we talked about previously in the video as well is that there aren't any antennas on the router that Jio provides you with. So that results in a really poor coverage even on the 2.4 GHz bandwidth, let alone the 5 GHz bandwidth. So the router that I have is placed in my room, which is at the farthest end of my house, so I don't get any kind of coverage in the 2 out of 5 rooms that I have in my house. So in order to remedy that, I had to run a LAN cable out of my room, then over the roof of my house, then into the 2 rooms that are at the other ends of my house, and create an access point there using an additional TP-Link router that I had from before. So in case you also place your Wi-Fi router in one of the end of your house, then you might not get coverage all over your house, and that is why you will have to purchase additional access points or repeaters, and that is going to cost you some money. So if you're thinking about getting a Jio GigaFiber connection just because you want better pings in online games, I would suggest you rather not get this, because the ping offered on a Jio GigaFiber connection is one of the worst that I have seen on a fiber connection. Previously, I had a BSNL fiber connection and I used to play Rainbow Six on it, and I used to get a ping of around 80 to 90 milliseconds. And I have played Rainbow Six on an Airtel data connection as well, and you get pings of around 90 to 100 millisecond on that too. But on a Jio GigaFiber connection, you get pings from somewhere between 110 and 130. Sometimes it goes up to 150 as well. So I won't suggest you to get a Jio GigaFiber connection if you already have a fiber connection. One funny incident that happened with me is that once I was playing Rainbow Six and I get matched with this guy that was from West Bengal, and he asks me if I am playing from Pakistan, because I was getting a ping of around 150 on a Jio GigaFiber connection, and that is the kind of ping people from Pakistan and Bangladesh get. So I tell him no, I'm playing from India, and the next question that he asks me is, are you playing on a Jio GigaFiber connection? And that pretty much sums up the kind of ping that you get on a Jio GigaFiber connection, and that's not only here in Dehradun, but I think it's all across the country. So I would suggest you rather not get this Jio GigaFiber connection. Instead, you go with Hathway or Airtel or some other provider. So another disadvantage that I came across while using this connection is that you can't really forward ports on it. And this might not be of a concern to many of you, but it could be to a handful of you, and still I'm going to talk about it. And because you can't really forward ports on your end, that means you can't create any kind of server on your device. And this is because your router is in a CGNAT architecture of networks. That means your router, instead of connecting to the internet directly, it first connects to the router that is at Jio's end. It connects to another router that is at Jio's end, and that router at Jio's end connects to the internet. So the ports that you need to forward have to be forwarded on Jio's end first and then at your end, and there's no option of doing it on the console that they offer. So you can't create any kind of servers without using any third-party applications, and this might affect gamers who want to create game servers to play with their friends, or any developers that want to launch their applications on their device. So these were some advantages and disadvantages to using a Jio Fiber connection according to me. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. If you have something to say, shoot it down in the comments below. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, go and click on that subscribe button. Until next time, thank you.